Okay, fifth garden tour of 2025, about a week late. So this month might actually get two, but we'll start here with the blueberry. This is a newer blueberry. I don't know if it's gonna make it. On one hand, we have new growth, which is great, but then on the other hand, we have this type of damage. So I don't know if it can really handle the heat and everything. It's not really even getting direct sunlight, so I don't know why it's suffering this much. Um, but we will watch it. And then I had a surprise in this, because I had that pineapple. I thought the pineapple died, but look, there's actually two pineapples sprouting up there. And then this is another blueberry. This is really the champ blueberry for me. I should really just get another one of these because it's done fantastic. Look at how great that plant looks. And we have a third blueberry down here, which is actually doing pretty well too, especially compared to the first one. Like, it's doing fine. And then this is the fig, which had lots of figs. Actually, some of them even ripened. I tried one, but I think I got it too late where it was overripe. But I have a couple more, about three more coming that I'm trying to kind of watch and make sure I pick it at the right time. And we have the sweet potato over here, which gets skipped a lot in these tours. But it's here and it's running along the deck and everything, doing really well. But something has definitely attacked it as well. And then if we come over into bed one, the sorrel is doing pretty good. Like, look at that Jamaican sorrel. It's doing great. I am just like really shocked that I even still have brassicas, the cabbages and stuff, because I would have thought they would have bolted by now. They look terrible. Like, I'm not actually going to harvest a cabbage from them, but they're still there. And what I really should do is start more seeds, and then I could have cabbages in the fall, but I just haven't started seeds or anything yet, so we'll see if I do. We have a strawberry there. A surprise sweet potato, because this was a sweet potato bed last year. This kind of looks like a carrot, so I'm just waiting to see what it becomes. That is a broccoli. I have an African daisy there. And we have a couple onions in the back. All right. And to the second bed, things have really suffered as we've warmed up, especially the ones that get the most sunlight. So we have an African daisy here, a jalapeno back there. This was a nursery plant. I don't even know that it lasted like 2 days. This is a really hot pepper. Actually, that's the name of it. This is the Turkish pepper. That same like nursery plant. The one that's a little bit further back has done a little bit better. A Scotch bonnet there. And we have a hollyhock in the back, a coreopsis, another Scotch bonnet, another hollyhock. That is a Spanish lavender, also not doing great. Here we have perilla here, which is like a Korean, they eat the leaves, and then also a zinnia that decided to grow like with it. So I've just left it. And then we have another pepper here. This is a shishito. That should be a Cosmo at one point, sometime. This is Coulis Thyme, but a variegated version. And we have another oregano. I think that's a Spanish oregano. And then we have sweet potatoes here. And this middle one just got planted this morning, very, very, very late. But it was like I had the slip, so I might as well plant them. Got another sweet potato over there. This bed is basically on hold. It's been having a lot of issues. So I did the beans in here and I cut the beans back. Now really the grass is taking over. I need to pull the grass out of there. But here in the front we have blue mealy sage, and then we have a carrot that went to seed. And then in bed 4 we have this grapevine just coming up and over. It's doing good, but I think it also had rust. happen to it. So just kind of watching it, seeing what happens. Beds are being watered right now because my timer was off, and so I thought they were getting watered at like 4 a.m., but they weren't. So I just had to turn on the water now for them. There is a cucumber in here, this Turkish cucumber. And there's basil. And then in the back there is a another Scotch bonnet, African daisy, and then, or actually, sorry, African marigold. It's an African marigold, not an African daisy. There's another pepper plant back there. This is an eggplant, which does have an eggplant on it. So in previous years, I've never been able to grow eggplant. This year, this eggplant will be my third one that I harvest. I have shishito peppers here. And then in our fifth bed, or if we want to call it 4.5, because it's a middle bed, we have the African basil. Is doing fantastic. I did cut down the cherry tomatoes that were here, but not like I didn't pull them, so some of them are springing back. Up there's a little strawberry hiding. There's a pepper plant under there, and then this tomatillo. Everything also looks terrible just because it hasn't gotten water and it's been hot. We have zinnias as we move into our next bed. So here in our next bed we have a strawberry plant, which has done really well too. It sent off a lot of runners, so I just let it do its thing because I'm okay if runners are all over this bed. We have another jalapeno here with a couple peppers, a couple baby peppers on it, a shishito back there, lemongrass back there, and then this is a purple tomatillo. Same one as the one that's basically on the floor over there. This is the furthest I've ever gotten tomatillos. They're actually forming, so that's exciting. And if we come over, we have a Barbados cherry there. We have pineapple guava, which is neither, guava. It's not in the guava family, but supposedly it tastes like pineapple mixed with guava. Have the desert willow here, which is just for being pretty. A nice little bloom right there. And this is all the wildflower area. And here is the pomegranate, which is doing great. It's very happy since it's moved. It took it quite well. And the newest addition is this pond that I put in last weekend. The idea is just to attract dragonflies and stuff like that because I have so many mosquitoes. And so, like, all the mosquito bait, that stuff wasn't working. So I figured if I put in a pond, I'll at least get flowers and hopefully get some dragonflies, which I've seen dragonflies in the garden even before I put the pond. So it's more like, keep coming because I've given you a home now. And there's the plum in the back. And the pear right there. And the one pear that was on it is pretty much rotten, and so I'm basically just waiting for it to fall off. But there's a pear. And if we come into our next bed here, this is the raspberry bed, which is very aggressive. The raspberries have really done well. Here we have the blue mealy sage, which has also done well here, but also over there. This one right here was a leek that's gone to seed. It was a volunteer leek. Now it's going to seed, so I'll get more volunteer leeks next year. Got some onions in here that are actually ready to be harvested there. I'll actually just pull it right now. There we go. So that one will dry out. I'm going to be stored or used. And yeah, lots and lots from the raspberry this year. And then again, more African marigolds. that and the zinnias have just really thrived this year. Here we have a bee enjoying the Korean mint. We have a honeysuckle plant here, which volunteered itself. I didn't plant it. These were my tomatoes, which were eaten by tomato horn, what's it called? Hornworm. I found 2 of them on this plant. So this is what's left of the plant. There are some areas that are okay, but technically in this area, I should have pulled these up by now and planted new like starts for fall, but I'm just gonna leave it, see what happens. I like to just leave things alone and then see what they do for the most part. We'll kind of loop around because we definitely can't cut through here right now. But we have the dahlias, which are doing well. Definitely my best year for dahlias. Lots of blooms, lots more blooms than I've really ever had. We have a strawberry here, which reminds me that there's a strawberry over here, also doing fantastic. And another Korean mint, which jumped beds over to here. But look at these. They love it. So I'm going to leave it. And it's great when you're weed whacking. Kind of has a licorice type smell to it. So you have that, and then what we'll see on the other side is the lavender martini agastache. That has a nice smell to it too. So you're kind of like weed whacking or mowing with like mint, essentially. So that's great. There's another coolie thyme, variegated coolie thyme in there. This I'm pretty sure is just a really big weed, but I kind of liked how it was growing, so I left it alone. We have the climbing rose here, which will get trimmed back later in the season. It's not so crazy hot. And then we have another jalapeno plant here, nice and big. This side seems to be the only side where the watering has been working out, but I think it's also because it gets less sun, it gets more shade, so it's been able to handle everything really well. Here is a volunteer basil. I think it's a lemon basil that I planted last year. Here are more zinnias, which are doing well. And we have the Turkish peppers under there. And good as well. And the chives are blooming, which is awesome. This is my best year for chives, so that's fantastic. I've actually used the chives once in an eggplant dish I made where everything fresh came from the garden, and that was fantastic. But I also wanted to grow them originally for the blooms. I didn't know what color these blooms were going to be because I got the chives from a friend, but I'm pretty happy with the white. I was like, white or purple? Like, we'll find out. And then here is the lavender martini agastache, which is the one that like was really giving off the smell when you're mowing or anything like that. And hidden under there, let's see if we can zoom in a little bit, is some peppers. There's a shishito pepper kind of hiding under both the dahlia and this massive agastache. This is actually the same family as the Korean mint. So like, no wonder they're both doing crazy good. And then here we have, in the back half of this bed, we have a Scotch bonnet, which actually has Scotch bonnet on it. I've gotten a few from it, which is fantastic. We have the same tomato plant, the fallen over part of it, and we have a watermelon, which I had a little baby watermelon fall off somehow. Cut it open, it was actually ripe, so that was great. Saved some seeds from it, and it's doing really well, trailing over there. My best year for watermelon. It's just, with gardening, sometimes some years things really work out, some years some things don't work out, and so I'm focusing more on the things that like, oh wow, I've never grown that, and now they're thriving. We also have scallion growing in like every bed, just haven't been pointing to that, and I got more shishito peppers under here too. And then this cosmos was so pretty. but it went really quickly. Like they were like, "Woo, we're very pretty," and then they just dried up pretty fast. So didn't get to enjoy them as much as I would like, but I loved that variety. So might try and collect some seed and stuff from it, just to see if maybe next year it would be stronger, and if I could still get really pretty blooms. And more zinnias there in the middle. Even though I can't actually walk through it, I kind of love the look of everything just kind of falling in together. You can see a little snapdragon over there as well, and that's great. So that will be the end of this garden tour. Will end on some sunflowers, which in the past I've also never been able to grow, and these grew themselves. These are volunteers. They came all the way up there. And that is it for the 5th garden tour of 2025.